Hi everyone, it's JT from IT Support RI, and here's a quick security bite. Today we're talking about BlueKeep, the latest vulnerability for Microsoft operating systems. So what is BlueKeep? BlueKeep is a remote code execution bug for the remote desktop protocol. It requires no user input or knowledge of your network by the potential attacker. Vulnerable PCs must have a public-facing port with the RDP service listening on that specific port. Almost a million PCs are thought to be vulnerable at this point in time on the initial scanning that was done across the entire internet. So here's a list of the systems that are affected by BlueKeep. Uh, Pretty much we've got everything from the Home and Pro editions of Windows XP and Windows 7. And for server editions, it goes back to Server 2003 and as recent as Server 2008, pretty much including all editions, sub-editions there as well. So how serious, how concerned should you be about BlueKeep? So Microsoft actually released patches for older operating systems like Windows XP, which historically have not gotten any new patches. So they are taking this very serious. The NSA also released an advisory on June 14th, 2019, urging all system admins to patch the affected PCs immediately. And this vulnerability is wormable, meaning that once an attack starts, once we start to see these attacks across the internet, they could spread quite rapidly. So what can you do? So there's a couple different things that can be done to prevent this attack vector. You could apply these Windows updates that Microsoft released to the affected operating systems. There is also a micro patch that was released to fix this vulnerability. So say you have a machine that you couldn't actually reboot, you couldn't afford the downtime, you can actually patch it in memory without rebooting. You can also turn off remote desktop services on all affected PCs and ensure no remote desktop services are listening on ports that are public facing. And what is not a fix is changing the port that the remote desktop service is listening on. If there's any public-facing port with remote desktop services listening, you're putting yourself at risk. So in conclusion, we haven't seen the attack in the wild at this point, but it's pretty much widely anticipated that it's going to happen any day now. Here at IT Support RI, we have a strict policy to not allow remote desktop services be publicly facing in the first place. So all of our clients actually were not vulnerable to this to begin with, just due to our practices. But we're going ahead and patching them anyway, just to be on the safe side. Typically, if remote desktop services are required, we'll set up a VPN for our client, which is a lot more secure than having a publicly facing remote desktop service. And one of the things you should do is know how accessible your network is to these and other critical attacks by working with an experienced IT support team, like what we offer here at IT Support RI. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.